Hey guys, Art Justice here, and I'm back with another Back to Basics video, and today we are moving on to noses. So you can see that when I was looking in Pinterest, I found this really nice image with basically different nationalities, all different nationalities from all over the world, and honestly, I'm probably going to use this for the rest of all my Back to Basic videos. So just because it has the entire face in profile. However, I did want to use different angles, and that's why I had that other picture. But we're just gonna do that at the end. So I sketched the first one, and then I remembered that I usually show you guys how I do my style, so I decided to do that real quick. Basically I just make two lines for the outer nostrils, two lines for the bridge of your nose, and then I do like a little squiggly U, W, whatever shape you want to call it, in the middle, and that's usually how I do my nose when I'm doing like a stylized drawing. Now I'm just changing my music real quick, listening to some Yuna before going in to shade this nose. Now, what you will notice, I tried to pick, we're going to be doing 4 noses from here and then the one of the 3/4 view. Well, I guess it's a side view, not 3/4 view, but yeah, the side view of the nose. But what you will I tried to choose noses that had interesting shapes to really challenge myself, but you will notice that because our nose structures are essentially the same, just different shapes, different proportions, it's going to look kind of similar at times, especially when we go into the watercolor and using, well, especially watercolor, just because like I explained in the acrylics, it's hard, it's hard to get color matching with watercolor pencils, but here you can really just see the structure in black and white and kind of see the differences in that way. So while we move on to the second nose, let me break down the structure. So first you have your 2 nostrils on the side, and they kind of come in, like you see right now where I'm shading that part right there. They kind of come in into this middle part of your nose where I guess it connects in the middle, and that part of your nose is kind of like a bulb, if you will. So you kind of have like 3 little spherical shapes, slightly spherical shapes, and that's why you have that shading where it's kind of like a ball type shading, because that spherical shape in the middle goes into the bridge of your nose and to like really close to the plane of your face, which creates that little darker part that you'll see me do in almost basically every drawing. You're gonna see that the like midway through the bridge there's gonna be a darker band. Now the height of this will change based off of the nationality, but that darker band is, and it might be lighter, it might be darker depending on the skin tone and depending on how far the nose extends, but for the most part that band will always be there. And then your nose kind of spreads slightly, sometimes more, depends on your nationality again, it depends on your face shape. And as it gets to the outer edges of that bridge, it's also darker, because that's when it starts to come off your face a little bit more. So here we are doing someone of an Asian nationality, because I don't want to pronounce the area, because I don't want to butcher the name. But I will link my Pinterest board into the description box so that you can see this image. I'll have in this Pinterest board, there are also all of the eye images in there as well, and all of the future images will be in there. They're not in there yet, but all future images will be located in this Pinterest board if you want to go ahead and follow it. So here the nostrils were a little bit triangular compared to the first one where you couldn't really see the nostrils, and the second one where the nostrils were a little bit more oval. And I found it kind of interesting because it almost looked like they were being kind of like pinched, the way the shape was. And you can sort of see that darker band in the third one, but it's just barely there, just because the nose does not extend from the face that much. So now we're moving on to a more European woman. And I apologize in advance for the fact that you can't really see too much of this one, because I didn't realize it until later in the video that it wasn't actually in the camera, and then I tried to move it up. But at least you can sort of see the bridge, so you see that darker area right there. This nose was really interesting because it kind of was like there wasn't many, the curves were not that deep, the nose itself did not extend from the face very far, and so it was just a challenging concept to shade, and it was just different for me because I'm so used to noses like the first one. So but once again, you see that structure, and that's why I keep saying this, but that's why I'm doing this, because once you know the structure, it's easier to break down facial features and understand them more if you know the nostrils, if you know how the middle kind of concaves in the bridge and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very interesting nose. I've never seen anything like it, but at the same time, I don't really study people's faces like that. Then we're gonna move on to that side view. Sorry you can't see the photo in this. Once again, I'll have the Pinterest board down below. But what you notice from here, you really focus on how outward it is compared to the other ones where you were focusing on the front, trying to create that depth. Here you're actually drawing the outline of that depth. You can see how it extends from the face. And this one, the way the light was coming from the other side of her face, so there was like a halo around the edge of her face, her nose. But for the majority of her, this part that we could see, her nose was shaded. So I would recommend using a kneaded eraser for this when you're trying to get areas that small clean, but I did not feel like going and getting it because I had already pulled out the eraser, which was enough for me. So I just used the tip of a pink eraser, but as you can see, it didn't really get that much good of a job. But other than that, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, because there'll be more nose videos coming soon, and I'll see you guys next time.